And welcome to South Texas Crossfire. Now we're switching political gears. Things are heating up. Elections are coming up soon. Ladies and gentlemen, que no se olvide, regístrese a votar. Su voto es su voz. Si no votan, si no registran, no pueden quejar después. So make sure that you get out there, you register to vote, and a lot of good quality people are running. You know, I know out there, ladies and gentlemen, that some people have become disillusioned with politics, that some people have become disillusioned with our leaders. But here locally, we've got a great number of candidates that want to serve, that mean it with their heart. And one of those is a great friend of mine, Miss Guajardo. She's going to be running for city council at large. I'm very excited to bring her on. And without further ado, I want to welcome Miss Guajardo. How are you?
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me, Joe.
Can I call you Paulette?
Absolutely.
I've only known you near a decade, and our children go to school together.
Yes.
I remember it was yesterday when you dressed your son, like, was it a lamb?
He was a lamb. Jesus' lamb, yes.
For the Christmas show. IWA rules. You know, it's a great school. Sister Elizabeth put up with my daughter and him. Yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, that's when I got to meet you, and I'll never forget. I said, you know, she'd be a great leader politically. You remember I said that?
I remember like it was yesterday. You were the cheerleader.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, all 250 of me plus, you know, the cheerleading. I was your cheerleading section because I thought you could really do something and make an impact for the community. You were already out there working with people as an insurance agent and broker, and also because of your community involvement. So let's dial it back. And a lot of people don't know who you are. They've seen your signs. They've seen you campaigning hard. Where did you grow up?
Joe, I am a native of Corpus Christi. I grew up here. I went to school in Flower Bluff, middle school and high school. Graduated there and went on to the university, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Shortly after that, I started my career with Allstate Insurance, and I became an agent. Maybe I need to back up a little bit.
Sure.
I did marry Victor Guajardo Jr., my husband, who is an attorney as well, and he has been one here, also a native of Corpus Christi, for 26 years that he's been practicing. So finished up my schooling here, and I decided to become an insurance agent with Allstate. So I did that for 15 years, and successfully. We grew that agency, you know, as much as I possibly could in the last, you know, for those 15 years. I had an offer 2.5 years ago and decided to go ahead and take that offer, and I sold the agency. So here I am. I am a mother to one little boy. His name is Jude Victor Guajardo. He is 11 years old, and like you said, he attends Incarnate Word Academy. He keeps me busy. However, in the last 2.5 years, the latter part, I started to feel a little unfulfilled. You know, 15 years of running, you know, the boat does not go away, you know, overnight. My responsibilities as a mother and a community leader in some of the organizations that I volunteer with are all there, and they still are there, and I'll never stop doing that. But I was just feeling still a little unfulfilled. When I started hearing and paying more attention to the issues and the problems that our city is having, and I see how it affects my family, my neighbors, my friends, I thought, you know, I've always felt that each and every one of us knows within when it is your duty and when it is your time to step up. And people ask me every day, why are you doing this? Where is this coming from? Call it old school, call it extreme grassroots, because it's my duty. I am blessed to have the time and the schedule to be able to do this at this point in my life. And I want to make Corpus Christi, I want to help make Corpus Christi be a better place for my son to either never leave from and attend school here as I did, or go off to whatever school he wants to go to, but want to come back. And I think that, maybe some fresh perspective from someone who is a wife, a mother, a neighbor. I'm no different than anyone else I interact with. I'm able to give that back. I'm willing, and so I would like a chance to do that and to show the people of Corpus Christi that I'm ready to do this, and I have the will and I have the passion.
Well, very well said. And I think what I'm hearing over and over is, number one, you're everywhere. You're signs, but signs don't win elections. Right. It's going out there and shaking hands and recognizing people like you've been doing. And a lot of what you did, like you said, the 15 years in business, it lends itself to meeting people from all walks of life. So this is sort of an extension, the way I see it, of you running. It's an extension of business. It's an extension of reaching out. You said something earlier that was very interesting. You said that how it impacts your life. Those voters out there, it impacts their life too. And we have 20% voting if we're lucky in an election year. So saying that, the underlying thing, I guess the theme of what I wanted to bring on was, you said full time. Okay. And not to disparage anybody, but right. When you have somebody that's willing to work full time, what do you plan on doing when you serve full time on there? What are your goals of going out there in the community?
Well, what I plan on, or when I refer to the term full time, what I'd like people to know is that what the council members receive before every meeting is a pretty big stacked book of issues on the agenda. We're running households, our families, our obligations, whether it be at home, at church, at school, on our nonprofits, which are all extremely important. And without people doing that, things will fall apart. I mean, we don't exist. However, again, not to discredit anyone as well, but one of my advantages, which I will use, is that I don't have a job to go to from 8 to 5 and then focus on the city from 5 to 10 and then try and get everything else done in between with my family and my other obligations. So I see that as a plus, and I want the people to know that I will have the time to study the issues, to research the issues, to let's compare what is San Antonio, or what is maybe another comparable city doing that maybe we can look into. That takes time. Time is precious, as we all know. The time we have now is very different from the time I had even 10 years ago. So I commend those, obviously, who are able to work and serve on the council. That is an extremely admirable thing. But I will say that being that I don't have that one card to deal with, I'm very, very proud to say that, my plan is to make sure I know every piece of what's going on that agenda and get in there and be ready to make a decision or do whatever it is I have to do on that particular day.
We've got a demographic of half Hispanic here in South Texas.
Right.
Nelda is our mayor.
Yes.
And she's going to be with us on Bailando and some other events. We're trying to get her for Nutcracker for ballet. But and Lillian that had run, she was a city councilwoman here that's moved since to San Antonio. It's sort of like a reflection of the demographic here when you run. I mean, I don't like to ever use the race card, but when I do, I use the whole deck, not just the race card. But I think it's important for Latinos to step up and do leadership roles like this, so I commend you. What about kind of going back, your parents, your family, growing up? What sort of values did they instill in you for you to want to do this?
Well, growing up, my parents were very, or still are, very humble people. I'll tell you the one thing I can tell you that my mother instilled in us from a very young age. Number one, anything worth working for, will require sacrifice. So it will require something or many things along the way that will make it worthwhile. It will not be an easy road. And secondly, if there's something you want in life, there's absolutely nothing that can get in the way. Nothing. Absolutely. There is not one thing that could get in the way if that is what you want. So that to me equals two words: the will and the passion to do something, to accomplish something. If you have that, then you will have whatever it is you want at the end of the road. So they have taught us to be humble and to never forget all people as equal, because that is exactly what it is. So running at large tells me this zip code has to be just as important as this zip code. It has to be an even playing field, and I truly believe that.
Well, very well said. And, we've got half a minute left, but I want people to jump on the Guajardo wagon because what we have is a lot of people that jumped in there, but really you're the prominent candidate that's running. You've got the signs, you're very well organized, but there are already a lot of people that are behind you. But if people want to get involved with your campaign, what's the magic number to call?
They can call area code 361-688-9399 or visit my website, which is www.pauletteforcc.com.
And so those people out there who want to get involved, remember the magic number is
361-688-9399.
9399, 688-9399, and the website is
www.pauletteforcc.com.
And go ahead and like her and follow her on Facebook also. She's everywhere, and you're going to see her. And now you've seen the billboards. You've seen them driving in Corpus Christi. Now you've got to meet the candidate. And that is so important, that you know that somebody with a will, as she said, the passion is there to serve. So remember, Paulette Guajardo running for city council at large to be your representative, not just for one side, as she said, one zip code, but for the other equally. So this is Joe Flores signing off, and don't forget, register to vote, because this is a big election year. Thank you all, and God bless.
Les quiero recordar que su voz es su voto. Así es que el 8 de noviembre salgan a votar y no se les olviden que pueden contar conmigo. Paulette Guajardo for City Council at Large.